What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are on MLB The Show 24 in the franchise with the Chicago White Sox, otherwise known as the worst team in baseball. I am going to take it upon myself to hopefully rebuild the team properly. I think Chris Getz is doing a fine job. And throughout this video, you may or may not hear my daughter because that is what has kind of slowed the channel a little bit these last few weeks. We finally had the birth of our beautiful baby girl. But enough about her. You'll see her later on when she's a little older. Like I said, we're taking over the White Sox. They are currently 30 and 95. Not not good. Hopefully they can get to 35 wins before they get to 100 losses. This episode will predominantly be about meeting the team, and then the next episode will obviously include some gameplay. Probably going to do quick counts, just to make the games go by a little bit faster. Probably going to play. I'll start on All Star. I'll probably bump it up from there. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But starting out, they are ranked 28th in the MLB. I'm very curious on who is ranked lower. The Guardians are not. The Guardians are a good ball team. So are the Twins. Ooh, Blue Jays and Rays being low is kind of weird. Let's see. Giants, Padres. Ooh, who's first? All right, the Rockies make sense. The Rockies are not good. I'm gonna assume the Marlins are gonna be 29th. The Nationals. Oh, yeah, the Phillies are deep. Nationals are 27th. Ooh, Marlins are 25th. Ooh, the Braves are third. Oh, Oakland is not the 29th worst team. I don't know if I agree with that one. I think they're not good by any means, but they're not bad. We'll go ahead and check out the budget first. As you see, we don't have a lot of people signed for very long. I did not know they signed Nick Senzel to a 5-year contract. I mean, he's 28, former top prospect. Maybe he can do something with us coming over. No, I guess from Washington technically, but yeah, former Cincinnati top prospect. Never really put it together. He played a lot of positions. It'll probably be mostly a backup because I want to get our younger guys on the field, and I think that is kind of what the White Sox are starting to do. Outside of Benintendi, who's also signed for 4 years, but he is starting to hit the ball, so maybe I give him a chance. I say because he does have his most home runs since like these 2 years in 2021, which is crazy. He did it in Kansas City. But even if we could get like this production right here, I might try to hold on to him for a little bit, maybe through the end of the year and trade him in the off season. But I'll probably look to trade him at the trade deadline. Then you got some draft picks in here. Casey, I'm gonna say Salky, I'm not sure. Hagen Smith, their first rounder. Got a good pitch mix. You got Luis Robert, signed for 4 years on a very team-friendly deal. I'll look to extend him once he gets to his end of contract. Mike Soroka, he's on a descending deal. Oh, I think I just re-signed him. But some of the guys I've already re-signed. I'm going through fixing some rosters, fixing mostly potentials and stuff, some speed, some fielding. So that's mostly why I don't want to go ahead and get into gameplay right now, so I can finish doing that. You got Blake Larson, I believe their competitive balance B pick. Caleb Bonner, actually, I'm not sure which one was which. One was second rounder, one was competitive balance. But yeah, those are two good players. Tyler Schweitzer, who is also signed to 3 year, he's one of their top prospects. Drew McDaniel. As you see, I have already made a trade, and I will go to that in just a second. But we got Jeremiah Shada, Prelander Baroa, Corey Julks, Gavin Sheets. So we got actually most of our team locked in for the next few years. It looks like it doesn't look like. Do we have anybody on a 1 year? Oh, okay. So yeah, I have done a little bit of scouring through free agency. I found former top prospect Lazaro Armenteros, former Oakland A's top prospect. I'll count this one as international signing. He was sitting in free agency, 64, 21, center fielder. I mean, he looks pretty solid, so hopefully he can help. Nore Vera, who is actually on the White Sox, so I was like, well, I might as well pick him up. And then Dory Lorenzo, a switch hitting middle infielder. I mean, he's not particularly good, but maybe he can progress and maybe in 3, 4 years, help us out or be trade bait. And then a couple that I'm not sure what I'm going to do is Nicky Lopez, who, I mean, he's a good fielder, plays pretty well all over the infield except for first. And then Mike Clevenger, who is 33. I think maybe both, depending on how this year goes. We'll see, because I mean, you see scouting. I'm gonna do auto scout, and then I'm gonna trust the scouting, which is probably not a good idea, but I'm gonna go with it. Luis Robert is second, and then Yohan Moncada is 19th, and then we are bottom third in every other position. So I also made another signing. I signed Roberto Ozuna, former closer for the Astros and Blue Jays. It doesn't have his stats. I was kind of sad. I was actually really excited because off the top of my head, I don't know what they are. But I signed him to a 3-year deal, and I think he will be very good for us. Even decent likeness. Ooh, before I forget, I will go to transactions completed. We traded Chris Flexen, Jesse Schultens, and John Brebbia. I wanted to get rid of him for Adrian Morazon, Luis Patino, and Jeremiah Estrada. Not super realistic, but they really wanted Chris Flexen, and the only person I actually added to the deal was Luis Patino, and I gave them 2 relievers in addition. One of them being John Brebbia, who I think I think he's the highest rated player in the deal. I'm not entirely sure how. Because, yeah, you got Morazon's a 72, Estrada a 69, Patino's a 62, and then the Padres go over 1. There we go. Yeah, Brebbia is a 74, Schultens is a 68, and then Chris Flexen is also a 68. But I mean Flexen has low-key been decent the last few starts, but I would like to get the youth in there as much as possible because outside of Garrett Crochet and Davis Martin, who's made a couple good starts, everyone is in their early 20s, like 24 and younger, and I'm actually really excited about it. A couple guys, Kai Bush has made some solid starts here recently too. Depending on how his starts go, I think he just had a really good start against the Astros. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to bump his overall or not. I might bump like hits per 9 up, maybe K per 9, just a smidge. Jared Kelly, former top prospect. I'm really considering moving him to the bullpen because he has, a 3-pitch mix, and he throws hard. He's got good movement on his pitches. I might move him to the bullpen. And then I really want to move a lefty, but I don't have a lot of lefties outside of, like top arms. But yeah, lefty relievers are hard to come by. Then, like I said, I also move Peyton Powlett to closer because he has been closing games for AA, so I'm going to keep him there in the bullpen, let him progress as a closer. Because, like I said, Ozuna is 29. And then we got Wilson, who actually did not pitch very well in the preseason, or in spring training. I don't know why I called it preseason. Got NFL on my mind. And he'll probably get called up soon, honestly, because, the younger arms, I would like to give a chance, but if they can't do it, they can't do it. But yeah, Morazon, Estrada, Soroka, Toussaint, and Broa and Leisure are currently making up our Major League bullpen. And I want to say Gus Varland just got called up. I just seen his name. But yeah, also move Juan Carrera to the bullpen. Hopefully he can progress because he is not looking good right now. Other than that, we have Corey Lee, who will serve as our starting catcher currently. Max Stassi will, he's injured in real life. Like, he's out for the whole year, but he's going to take a backup. Might try and trade him at the trade deadline and call up Caro. Not sure. Chucky Robinson is currently their backup in real life, but he's not anything crazy. He'll probably stay in the minors. At first base, we got Sheets and Vaughn. I'm going to try and play Ramos at first. I think that'll be best because I don't super envision both of these guys sticking around. I also signed Miguel Sano just because I used to really like Miguel Sano. And like after these 2 seasons, I was like, oh, he's going to be phenomenal. And then he hit 34 home runs. I'm like, oh, he's really going to be good. Then after 2021, he just disappeared pretty much. And he is not 272 anymore. He's like 250. Like he's lost weight. They signed Michael Chavis as well. I guess we're just like where former top prospects go to die. I don't know why. We got Gladney and Willits in the lower levels of the minors. Yeah, gonna try Brian Ramos first. I think that'll be good for us. Brooks Baldwin, he's played pretty well so far. He's gonna be our starting second baseman. I call him Lenny Sosa, but he's Lenny Sosa. He'll probably play a good amount of second and third. I don't envision him playing shortstop. That's for sure. Well, if you can hear my daughter in the background, she sounds like she is very hungry. Hopefully, the old wife can help her out with that. William Bergolla. I'm not sure how to say his last name. Got him from the Phillies in the Tanner Banks trade. He should be pretty solid. Loyal Chappelli, I know like he's looked good in the minors. The roster I'm using, he was already a 65, so I'm gonna roll with it. I say a lot of guys I have kind of moved around a little bit. Alexander Womack might fall victim to he's got deep potential, and I'm gonna release him for some of the guys that are in free agency because we have like 1,000 middle infield. Like we literally have 18 middle infielders. We have 10 at second and 8 at short. Like it's a long list because we got Adrian Gill, we've got Gerald Perez who came over from the Dodgers. In the sadly Michael Kopech trade, he has been elite since he's went to the Dodgers. I knew he would be. Javier Magolan, Dario Lorenzo, like I said, signed in free agency. At third, we got Moncada. I plan to maybe re-sign him to like a short-term deal after next year. Senzel, probably going to use him as trade bait, honestly. Danny Mendick, honestly, I'm going to just let him play his contract out. He probably won't get out of single A. Wes Kath, former top pick, hasn't really progressed a whole lot. Ryan Galaney, he just plays in the minor leagues for the White Sox. Eduardo Herrera, good international signing. Hopefully he can, develop into something nice. And then this is where it's going to be hard to find spots for everybody. That's why I'm not really moving anybody here. We got Colson Montgomery. I found Adalberto Mondesi. I know he's like struggling to return from injury, but I'm going to have him play AAA. I mean, he apparently can no longer hit, so that's always cool. I'm not saying he was ever like, crazy hitter, obviously, but we've got Caleb Bonnemer. Alexander Albertus also came over from the Dodgers. Jacob Gonzalez, former top pick, who is, I guess, progressing not horribly. Hopefully, he'll be ready soon. I'll probably have him in the majors in 25. Let him sit the whole year. Then you got Jordan Sprinkle and actually newly 20-year-old Ryan Burroughs, but I'm not going to change it because why would I? And then the big piece from the Dodgers, we got Miguel Vargas. He will probably stick in the outfield. Maybe. I'm not sure. Then we got Wilfred Veras, cousin to former White Sox prospects Fernando Tatis Jr. and Elijah Tatis, and nephew of Fernando Tatis Sr. For anyone wanting a quick, baseball background lesson. And like I said, we got Benintendi. He will not finish that contract as a White Sox. I don't know where I'll send him. Then we got Zach DeLoach, Zach Vermilliard. Honestly, just organizational depth. Both of them, really. I mean, DeLoach has a chance to do something for us. Casey Sauki, if someone knows how to say it, let me know. Because I feel dumb. I'm going to be honest. And then Lazaro Almonteros. Hopefully he can progress. He's already 24. But, former top prospect, I figured I'd give him a chance. The vision is horrendous. And I'm gonna do it kind of how I was doing. Like I've done it in previous years. Like if they in the minors have like a 30 home run season or like 100 RBIs, or they hit like 310, or pitchers have like a good season, like give them a couple bumps up in like a few categories and maybe raise their potential. Usually raising potential like a few points. Like I think I might do that. Just to make everything fun, a little more realistic. Because potentials don't really ever go up in this game for whatever reason. And I know, like, obviously in real life, prospects just come out of nowhere sometimes. Like it's a thing. It happens. Then we got Luis Robert. I'm going to try and make him and Garrett Crochet White Sox for life. Because why would you not? They are both definitely superstars of the game. Ooh, his is. Yeah, I need to fix his fielding and speed because that is abysmal. Like, I mean, he's got 90 fielding. That feels accurate, but he's got a stronger arm than that. He's not the most accurate, but he's fairly accurate. He's got better reaction, and he's definitely faster than 77 speed. Corey Jokes, I mean, probably will finish out contract with us. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. Contreras found a free agency. Samuel Zavala got in the Dylan Cease trade from the Padres. Jacob Burke, uh, I don't know yet. He's a guy. He might be one if he gets called up to Double A, has a good season, he can bump up to C potential and actually make some noise. Right field, we got Dominic Fletcher, who has gotten called up. Grady Sizemore, who is our current interim manager, has done a solid job in my opinion. Is letting him play a little bit more. Who did we trade to Arizona to get Dominic Fletcher? I want to say it was a pitcher. I don't remember actually. I say that happened in the off season. That's been some time ago. And it wasn't as big as obviously the Dylan Cease trade. Hmm. That's one I'd have to go look. Oscar Colas, I guess you could say a former top prospect. Probably going to give him a shot at some point. In franchise, he seems to do pretty well for whatever reason. Eddie Park, it's okay. And he's either in high A or double A. I don't remember. Nick McLean, I believe, is another. Yeah, he's another draft pick. And then George Walkow, a seventh round pick from last year, who many projected to be a first round pick this year, but reclassed so he could go ahead and make that money. I'm very high on him. I think he is going to be very good. Has a lot of swing and miss to his game, so hopefully we can get that under control. Oh, I just realized we have not met starting pitchers. Obviously, you got Garrett Crochet, who I think has a chance to win some Cy Youngs. Clevenger, who is probably just a one-year Band-Aid, most likely. Davis Martin, honestly, might make his way to the bullpen after this year. But then you got Jonathan Cannon, Drew Thorpe, who I expect to be part of the Major League rotation for a good long while. Then you got Noah Schultz, Hagen Smith, and Jairo Iriarte, not too far behind, who can also hopefully contribute sooner rather than later. Mason Adams, who honestly, I've seen a lot of reports is knocking on the door as well. So that's exciting. Devi Garcia. I want to say they might have called him back up along with Tuki Toussaint, but I'm not sure. Nick Strini, he's made some starts. He's an interesting prospect. Seth Keener, also an interesting prospect. These two, I think, have a very. I'm not going to say as high a ceiling as like a Garrett Crochet or a Noah Schultz or even like a Jonathan Cannon, who I think is better than Drew Thorpe, but maybe not. But Grant Taylor and Aldrin Bautista definitely have a chance to fill out the back end of our rotation. Grant Taylor is a big dude, throws hard. I mean, fairly hard. I definitely feel like he throws hard at 93. I'm excited about those two. I think once Aldrin Bautista puts more weight on, like once he starts packing into his 6'2 frame, because I think I bumped him up to 185. I think he's like 170, 175 at least listed. He'll definitely gain some velocity. Then we got Kai Bush, Jared Kelly, who probably is going to be a bullpen arm at some point. Sean Burke, Tanner McDougal, who is solid. Tyler Schweitzer. who I want to say made his way into the top 30 for the White Sox, so that's exciting. And then Blake Larson and Drew McDaniel's one. Did he get drafted this year? Like, was he like kind of a later round pick? I'm not really sure. I had to look. He throws the change up in a splitter. One of those, we're gonna learn a different pitch. And then Blake Larson, I know, is a top pick, which he has a good pitch mix and throws pretty hard. It looks like, so I'm excited for that one. Doesn't have the best per nines outside of home runs. Yeah, we've met the bullpen, we've met the closers. So going into it, we don't have a leadoff hitter. That it's gonna be rough. I'm gonna start Nicky Lopez, go Yoan, Luis, Gavin, Andrew Vaughn, Miguel Vargas, Fletcher, Corey Lee, and Brooks Baldwin. And then versus lefties, I'm gonna have Brooks Baldwin actually lead off because he is better against lefties than he is righties. And then I'm gonna go Yoan, Luis, Andrew Vaughn, Miguel Vargas. Okay, yeah, I do have him starting against righties, but I want to give him every chance to be good. He has not looked the greatest so far, though. Then Brian Ramos is going to play first. Yeah, my lineup is struggling. Andrew Vaughn is going to play a little bit of second base, and he's definitely faster than 25 speed. I'm going to look into that. He's not a good fielder. I will agree with that one. Corey Lee, Dominic Fletcher. Problem solved. Lenny's going to play second. Or Lenine, sorry. So I don't have to have Andrew Vaughn play second base. You know what? That works out actually very well. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough one. Rotation is definitely bottom fifth of the league. Like, I think we probably, if it weren't for Garrett Crochet, which we probably still do, have like the worst rotation in the league. I'm gonna have Soroka be our long reliever, and I might have him make spot starts because like these two, I really want these two to try and work through whatever they got. Sick mustache. And then Leisure, who's going to be on a short leash, because I do want to be able to get Patino, Wilson, Schuster, Foster, who actually has returned. I want to say, yeah, he missed last year due to Tommy John. Finally made his return. He's got deep potential. I thought he'd be better than that. And then maybe not Vera this year, but those other guys I do want. Even like Devi, I'll put him in the bullpen majors. And then, yeah. Our only, I would say, obviously, will stay in the bullpen is Soroka, Ozuna, Morzon, who I think is probably one of our better relievers. Former starter. Hopefully we can make him a good setup man. But yeah, Tukey, Prelander, Estrada will probably stay since I traded for him. And then Leisure, they're on short leashes. Apparently we have the 10th best defense. I don't super agree with that. It's not a bad defense. 12th in speed, I can definitely live with. Contact is 26th, power is 27th, and pitching is 28th. It is going to be rough. But, I mean, if you just look at the outlook for next year, I mean, we got some decent progression. And, you know, you can see a little light at the end of the tunnel, at least. Come 2026, you know, you see a little bit more light. Rotation starting to look kind of nice. Garrett Crochet is, of course, in a contract year that year. So he'll be gone in 27 as of the depth chart. And then 27, I mean, these guys are going to be in the low 80s, probably 25, 26, I would think. But yeah, there's a little bit of a light starting to shine through. And then 28, you know, by then, hopefully our prospects are, you know, being full-time contributors. And I think they got a good chance to. Like, I think we got a decent mix of talent. Like, I think there's a good chance that we can make this rebuild hopefully work. Also, in terms of Pedro Grifol was still the manager. It didn't change to Grady Sizemore, which that might be from when I did the roster. I think it was like the day before Pedro got fired. So I found this guy. We're going to pretend this is Grady Sizemore. He's on a 1 year. I guarantee they don't re-sign Grady Sizemore as a manager because we don't do smart things. And I fired everybody. Greg Dill is our hitting coach. Anthony Cisneros is our pitching coach, who I signed to a longer term contract because he's got good stuff. I like that. Andres Navoa is going to be first base. Jeff the Hammer is our third base, and then Yusniel Valenzuela. I took the hit on velocity because Cisneros gives +1 to velocity. But I thought he also did. Oh, bunting. I don't like bunting. But I think this will be. It's a good mix. I kind of like where we're at with our staff. And then injuries are actually off. I don't know why I just thought of that one. Because I want to see if people can break records. Honestly. I think that is fun. Injuries, I know they are part of the game. But you know what? As a sad White Sox fan, I'm doing what I want. And if not, I'll take my ball and go home. But I think it'll be a fun series. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to hopefully make the White Sox good again. We haven't been in several years. And in terms of really good, we haven't been since 2005. So you know what? Dang it. It's time that we get back to the playoffs and actually win some playoff games. But if you enjoyed this, leave a like on the video, sub to the channel. Go check out my Texas State Dynasty on College Football 25. I've got a Road to Glory quarterback. I think I'm going to start another Road to Glory on defense, maybe, per se. Maybe a running back. I don't know. In terms of Road to the Show, I've got a starting pitcher and a shortstop. But I'm kind of wanting to restart because I only got one video in with the pitcher. It was really only the combine. I might do a new pitcher. I might make like an outfielder, like a center fielder. It might be kind of fun. Try and make a Gold Glover. But like I said, if y'all are enjoying it, sub to the channel. It helped me out a ton. If you're not subbing for me, sub for my new baby daughter. Leave a like on the video. Go check out my other videos. I've got playlists made on the channel so you can watch them in bulk, while you're cleaning around the house even, just have it on in the background. But I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to catch y'all later. I'm up out of here. Peace.